To those of you joining us today, thank you for watching the Woburn Spotlight. I'm your host, Tyler Gates, here to bring you some positivity by talking to those in town making big strides for the greater good. Today I'm lucky to have with me a repeat guest, past president of the Woburn Rotary Club, Susan Hartmere, and current member.
Oh, yes.
You might be another, president again if you miss a meeting and we volunteer you.
That happened the last time. Huh? I've been president twice, yeah. I'm going to be out of the room. That's what I said last time. I was out of the room too long.
Out of the room too long, and that's how it happens, huh?
But no, all's good. All's good.
Very involved in the community, business owner, starting to slow down a bit there as well. But for anyone that has not met you, Susan, do you mind just telling us, 30 seconds about you?
Okay, let's see. I went 12 years to St. Charles, and I still have guilt, a lot of Catholic guilt.
Yeah?
And I went to Salem State College where I got my bachelor's in English, and then I went back and got my master's degree in English, and I taught here at Woburn High, taught sophomores and juniors, and as a side I started a printing and graphic design firm that I still do today. Mm-hmm. And let's see, I have 3 children. One's a screenwriter, the other is president and CEO of a software company. And my daughter, is an FBI agent. So I've got 2 boys and a girl, and she's the tough one. So she loves it. But my husband's an assistant district attorney, and all in all, my family's pretty good. All's well.
All is well.
Yes.
Right.
So that's me.
Anytime I get to see you talk about your family, it brings a smile to my face because of the smile that you have when you talk about them. Yes,
and I have 3 great. Oh, I almost said great-grandchildren. I'm not that old. I have 3 wonderful grandchildren. They're 6, 8, and 10, and they're down in North Carolina, though, but I do get there quite often to see them. And it's really fun when I open the door. They come running.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
and
so
you get to travel to see them, and you travel a lot in general.
Yes.
In part why we're here to talk today.
Correct.
So tell us about your international travels. I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen it.
That's okay. I started out going to Australia and Tasmania as a team leader for cultural exchange, and that got my interest in really traveling. That was the longest trip. Oh my Lord, it was forever.
Yeah.
13, 14, 15 hours, and
felt
I'm not
like
sure
an eternity.
Which. Yes, but then when I got back from there was an opportunity to go to Bolivia, and it was the first cleft palate mission that our district, 7930, had done, and so they went to Bolivia, so I signed on. That's right.
We'll go into depth a little bit more with those later, but
yes,
that was your first real introduction from the...
That's correct, and that young child, if you really look at the mouth there, they are shunned, and they are thought of as coming from the devil, and it's really sad. And if you notice the gum, the tooth is sideways, so there was a dentist with us too.
Okay.
So, and she can't even suck a bottle because you can't close her mouth.
I wouldn't have thought of
that
for the children.
I know. So the next, right, that is just unbelievable what they do.
Change, right?
I was allowed to go into an operation, and I stood right near this child, and first of all, I couldn't believe I was allowed to do it, but secondly, the plastic surgeon said, see, you made a cut like that, see, all the parts are there, they're just up there, I just have to pull them down. And that's what she did, and some stitches, and look at what a difference.
What a transformation.
Yes.
So tell us a bit more. You've been on quite a few trips.
Yes.
Do you know how many?
11.
11.
Yes. The next one I went to is India.
You want to dive into the photos? Let's dive into where you had. So Bolivia,
okay.
What else did you do in Bolivia? Was that focus on cleft palate? That was the core thing.
We did 50 operations and then went home.
That was the core thing.
Yep.
Then where did you head? I'm sorry I missed that.
India.
India.
And this was after the tsunami had hit Sri Lanka and southern India, so we went and we built the foundation of an orphanage.
Okay.
And that's my left foot right up to the knee in cement. I stepped backwards. I'm a kind of a klutz, so I did get out of that situation. If I stayed there long enough, though, maybe the cement would have hardened. But this is me trying to teach the children how to play a kazoo. None of them could do it.
Are you a professional kazoo player?
I am.
You are?
No, I'm not. No, but at the very end, one of them got it, and we clapped and clapped and clapped, and essentially these children had nothing, absolutely nothing, and nothing, zero, and we went there and they started singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star to us, and I just burst out crying. I thought it was so sad, and but these happy faces, and I'll get into that a little later. You think everything's so bad, but they were pretty good, you know. But
Kids will find a way to be kids.
Yes, exactly, so.
Powerful. Whoa, what is this?
This is the next place I went to. I went to Guatemala, and that is the Guatemalan city dump. And it is 4 or 5 football fields long.
Wow.
I'm not really sure, but that is a close-up of what is in the dump. And
Unbelievable.
when I was there the day before, a truck had backed in a little bit too close, and it went down into the garbage. I'll never forget that as long as I live.
It's
Not-
sucked in? It's gone?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is a kind of a pitiful picture, I think, because this is the trucks backing in, and the residents run to be the first to get there before when they start to dump it. They're looking for spaghetti from restaurants, and they're looking for metal that they can sell. And
So this gets picked through
pick
on a
through-
daily basis?
Yes, they do.
So
That-
you really do know that whatever hits that landfill is waste.
Yes.
It's truly waste.
Yes. This is Nicaragua. I just showed that was a school, and that is the latrine for the adults and children, which, you know, it's kind of horrifying. But
From some of the photos I've seen, though, that seems like a pretty
It's
sanitary
yes,
latrine
yes.
compared to some of the others.
Yes, you're 100%
Is that fair?
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is, you know, I wish I wasn't 100% right.
I know
That's
it.
something you know.
This school, we painted all the walls, and we took all the chairs and desks out and redid them and put
Okay.
them all back. So it was like pride in their school. This is me teaching English to a student. I love that little kid. Look at his face.
Oh, look at it was glare.
Yeah.
I can see it now.
Yeah.
Big old smile.
Yeah, we taught them some English, and that activity book was given to me, though a whole bunch of them by T.D. Bank.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes,
That was
and
really nice of them.
That's very much so. They do it every year for me, and
The local one to Woburn?
yes, the one in Woburn on Mishawam. I mean, Monfield.
Yes.
Monfield.
So that's a nice little plug for them. That's great that they could do that for
I
you, TD Bank
wanted
on
to put that
Montvale.
plug in because they're so good to me when I go.
As we should.
They really
That's
are.
phenomenal. And so thank you, TD, for doing that.
Oh, thank you for thinking of them. I want you to know I ate this. Not that particular one, but
Okay,
it's an
all right,
iguana.
all right.
And one of the people on our team had iguana for lunch, and I just had to say I ate iguana, so I ate some.
Tastes like chicken?
Tasted just like chicken.
I know that's the saying, but
Yeah,
really it does.
it really did. It really did.
Huh. How was it prepared? I'm curious now.
It was kind of like a seafood salad. You know, like you get the pretend seafood salad at the grocery store.
Was it cooked or was it raw?
It was cooked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to do it again.
Fair enough.
I know.
And this is
This is
a shower?
That's my shower in Costa Rica, and it was a pipe coming out of the wall, and see, you have to realize that I'm taking all this in now, little by little, year after year after
Yeah,
year. That
yeah.
you say, oh my Lord, this is there. The next picture you'll see is the fan over my bed. I don't know why it tickles me to take pictures like that, but I didn't dare turn that on.
No.
No, I was, it was the hottest trip I ever took was Costa Rica. It was like 104 and no windows, and you realize after a while what you
It
can.
literally looks like a mixer.
I know, doesn't it?
That you threw a
Right.
blade on at the end.
And that's how people live that are very desperately poor. And there's a lot of corrugated metal that
Okay.
you'll see.
So I want to pause for a
Sure.
second because we're flying through some of these photos. So far, you've gone on 3 or 4 trips, let's
Yes.
call it. Early on, I mean, you've seen a lot in 3 or 4 trips, right?
Yes.
There's probably things that aren't surprising you anymore. But looking back on those first couple of trips as compared to these next couple of trips, did you learn anything that you'll really take with you, or anything that just kind of jumped off the page as shocking, even after going on a few trips?
That is the best question you could have asked me, because on the first trip, you just see such, to me, sorrow. But I went home and my mother said to me, would you go to the store and get some orange juice? And I said, sure. And I stood there and it was Hood, Tropicana, store brand, pulp, no pulp, extra vitamin C. I thought the wretched excess. That's all I could think of. And I had to talk to myself that not to feel that way. I was feeling that way a lot. But the child in the country I just left was really happy with his orange. You know, he didn't know any better.
Yeah.
And the other thing I kind of learned was when I came back from the first 3 or 4, I wanted to take them all home. And I wanted to go up to Vermont with them and give them a lot of land, you know, and some playgrounds and stuff, and you just can't do it.
Can't do that.
No. So I learned little by little. And the more I accepted it, the better off I was.
I'm glad I asked.
Yes, I am glad you did too.
And so here,
that's an abandoned building that we went into and painted the walls, and we wanted to have it be a school for handicapped students in wheelchairs.
really, okay.
And it had been abandoned for, I think, 12 years, and we went in and did this floor, scrubbing on the hands and knees.
I see you over there in the corner.
And that's how it came out. We were so disappointed. But
I'm so disappointed. I know it's
Yeah.
not going to shine like you wanted to.
But the government saw what we were doing, and they brought in and said, we'll build a bathroom. Once they saw that we were really doing something, it was like a big feat for us.
That is a win.
Yes, it was a win. And
That's a big win.
yeah, we'd put our hands in paint and went like this all over the bathroom floor walls. So we had like all colored hands from the Americans. So it was kind of neat.
What do we got here?
That was my most filthy job.
Was that a roof? A ceiling?
That is a ceiling of a dilapidated school that they had to leave it because the panels were falling on the students. And once we pulled the panels down, like dead critters came down with it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. And so the next picture will show that's the new ceiling we put up.
Good.
Yes. So then we brought all the desks back in, and everything was copacetic.
To think of a facility that we're in right now, the Woburn High School, that is so immaculate, to a place that has panels falling out of the ceiling.
Yes.
Right. It's hard to actually wrap your mind around that.
It is. That was our lunch that day.
Which was what?
Rice.
Okay.
Yes, I like rice.
Huh.
I don't like beans, but I like
It's good
rice.
that you like rice when you're there.
Yes, I live on rice and bananas.
And your little peanut butter cups.
Oh, yes, my peanut butter cups, yeah. You learn what to bring.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You do. And not to share. That looks like he's being shot. That's actually a poor picture, but this was Brazil, and we did an eye clinic for the elderly and could tell glaucoma and other diseases of the eyes, and then treat them. The social workers would go up into the mountains and find them and bring them down that particular day, and they just sat there all day long waiting to be seen, and we caught a lot of nasty diseases.
Really?
Yes. This, in the woman with the glasses on, I bring as many glasses I can find that have people give me, and I bring them like 1.5, 2.0, and I gave this woman those glasses, and she started to cry because she had. I showed her like just say a book or something, and she could read it. So it was like what a feeling that was.
Oh my gosh.
And that's what people sell.
Scrap.
Scrap metal.
Yeah. Where are we in that one? Do you remember scrap metals?
Let me just tell you.
Tell me.
Brazil was the eyes.
Yep.
Guyana.
Guyana, huh?
No, wait a minute.
What do we miss?
No, that was Brazil.
Okay.
No, poor part of Brazil.
Okay.
I love showing this picture because you would never guess what that is. That is a cashew. Cashews come at the end of something that looks just like an apple. And they're poisonous before they're roasted. But isn't that amazing that that's a cashew?
I didn't know that.
No, I didn't.
Cashew.
I didn't either, but now I do. So I
And
I
they're
don't look.
poisonous before they're roasted.
Yeah, and I
Also
never
didn't.
look at a cashew again the
same
same
again.
way. Now, this is Ipanema in Brazil. And there's a song, the girls from Ipanema go walking, and they were just so adorable. But I have to say because that was few and far between that picture. The next picture bespeaks women that are so comfortable in their own skin.
That's what you were saying.
They were
Very comfortable. In their
Very
skin.
comfortable, but that's
little,
about...
a little different than
Yes.
our society here, huh?
Yes, and those are the things that you go, oh my Lord.
You kind of notice because it's so different than what we're used to.
Yes.
Really, just so
Yes,
different, huh?
Exactly. The next one is Guyana, and
Yeah.
I used to say Guyana, and it got corrected.
Okay.
Guyana.
I like that. The 2016 helps us, paint a timeline. So this is all happening over the course of the last decade or two, or
This
when
is
did you start?
2016,
When was your first trip?
2000, a week after 9/11.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my father was not happy.
I
Yeah,
can understand. Yeah.
Anyway, this look on my face tells the whole story. As you see that woman behind me, one of my teammates, we brushed that whole, it was a basketball court
With those.
with straw brooms, and then we painted it. And you see who's doing the best job there? Look at how much further I am than they are. I was a whippersnapper.
You're doing such a
yes,
good job.
I know. My husband always says self-praise is no praise, and that's about the truth. But that was kind of fun because you put the roller in the paint and you could see, look at how nice it's coming. And then we put up a basketball net, and we also did a playground there.
That came out good.
Thank you.
Got some friends.
Oh, and they wanted to braid my hair. And look at him. I love them.
So excited.
Yes, they braided my hair. This is my favorite picture in the world. That's Charles.
Tell me a bit more about Charles
Oh.
and why this is your favorite.
It is my favorite. First of all, I love my arm because it looks so relaxed, and he was just my buddy the whole week, and he has Down syndrome, and he was so enamored with my phone that I was teaching him some things, and then when I'd go off to paint, he had my phone, and he was taking pictures and looking at them, and I think this is the beginning of my showing him how to do it. But when we left, he cried. Oh, he was so super. I think he's probably about 20.
That is powerful.
Yeah. This is the last one before the very last one. It's Honduras. We went up that mountain. That's just the beginning, and it wound up and up and up. And when we did the first wind around, we put in enclosures for our bathrooms instead of a tarp around a outhouse. So that was like really special. And then when we finished, we went further up. This woman, I had to take a picture. A translator told me that she could not believe that we were walking in and that women were in the group and they were going to work like construction workers, because they take care of children and they cook.
Again, very
And
different
they
lifestyles.
sweep dirt all day. They make the dirt look good.
Interesting.
Yes,
Yeah,
this young woman let me help her wash clothes.
Is that washing clothes right there? It looks
yeah,
like.
Yes. And that's me mixing cement. There's no such thing as a cement mixer.
What are you mixing cement for?
I think the next picture, yes. We were building, what do you call those gray things?
Cinder blocks?
Cinder blocks. We were building enclosures for a toilet.
Oh, that's where the enclosure
Yeah,
would
and
go.
that's what they had.
Okay.
And then this is what we got them. But that's still, I was disappointed. I had no idea this was going to be the end result because there's no water supply except what comes down from the mountains. So you have to fill up a bucket with water and pour it into the toilet so that it flushes. Better than what they had.
Yep. Yep.
That is a family up in the mountains, probably the fourth trip up, that all you see them eat is tortillas. Not all. tortillas.
But the majority of what they eat is
Old
tortillas?
tortillas. Now, if you freeze that for a second, they
Yep.
taught me how to make a tortilla. And you put the dough in your hand and you go like that, back and forth, and it comes out round. Well, the next picture will show you which two are mine.
That one and that one.
Yep, the two.
Just taking a stab in the dark.
Look at their circles.
Perfect circles, really.
Yep.
I mean,
And
for what
I
it
don't
is.
know why mine looks burned. I didn't flip the other one over, but eventually when we took pictures of that, I took the good ones and pretended they were mine for the picture. But I have to
I see
fess
why.
up. Yeah,
I see why.
yeah, I'm not
I
feeling
mean,
too well.
I can't pass judgment. I don't think
No.
I'd make a,
I know, I
a
don't
good
think you would
tortilla
either.
if I tried.
Uh-huh.
All right, so what do we got here, Susan?
This is Africa.
Okay.
And we went to Africa to give vaccines to children from 0 to 5 years old and to prevent polio.
Okay.
And as an aside, polio has been eradicated around the world. Bill Gates matched us 2 for 1. So Rotary is responsible for eradicating polio around the world, except for Afghanistan.
I was gonna say, isn't there one or two that are
Yeah,
impossible to get
Afghanistan
into
is-
just because
yes.
of political regimes?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Afghanistan and Pakistan, but
Okay.
Afghanistan's the worst.
Okay.
They won't let them in.
Yeah.
You know, so these.
So that's
two-
what you were doing, is providing some of those
The vaccines.
immunization?
And these little children were going like this because they're saying we're that close to eradicating it 100%. So once they had the vaccines, their pinky finger was painted purple. So after we left, the social workers would go up again in the mountains, and anyone that didn't have a purple pinky, so to speak, had not been vaccinated, and they would give them a vaccination. But what a great idea, you know?
It's efficient.
It's exactly.
I like that.
That picture is for nothing other than I loved this little girl's hair.
Oh my gosh, I didn't see her hair until you just said
Yeah,
that.
isn't she adorable?
Oh my god.
And
Sits straight up.
Yep, I didn't get the rest of it. I think it went up a little further, but boy, was
Ooh.
she cute. This is Columbia. We painted the inside courtyard of a school, Rotary colors, blue and gold, kind of gold. And that took us a long time but again, it's the pride now that they have in their school because it really looks nice.
I'm sure.
And we also there took pallets, built pallets, raised pallets, and that's dirt to plant seeds for herbs
Oh.
that the women can sell to restaurants and make money. So it's a sustaining job. I just took this. They're so cute.
Having some fun.
Yep, we built a garden behind them, and they are going to take care of it after we left.
And this is in Colombia, did you
Yes.
say? Colombia, okay.
And this really upsets me. This actually was taken in Guatemala. The children that live around the Guatemalan city dump have no shoes, and there's glass and there's everything in that dump, as you could imagine. And what they do is they cut off the front of their sneakers. And I forgot to bring it in, it's in my car, but I think the next picture shows what I'm going to try to do. That's called the shoe that grows. I want to get a grant to send. This pulls back, and as you see the holes,
Yep.
as they grow this way, that comes forward more and more and more, and then the sides come out and the back goes back. And guess what they cost? $15 a pair. $15 a pair, and they're good for 5 years in growth. So I'm going to get a grant.
Seems
I'm going to get a grant.
so trivial for,
No,
right, but there's such a need, and it's such a scale that's hard to fill, so.
no, because
Although it seems like only $15, there's a big need, there's a big demand,
right,
So we
and they
need,
get infection from their
Yeah.
not wearing shoes. And we were told by a teacher at one of the schools we were at, please, 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 when you leave, do not send Nike sneakers, and do not send T-shirts with what would be a good logo on a T-shirt or whatever, Colombia.
Sure. Why? I mean, I
They'll get-
have my own thought as to
They'll
why.
get killed for them.
Yeah.
The sneakers.
Yeah.
He said, what, this blew my mind. He said, you know what, if you really want to send something to us, send us vitamins, bottles of vitamins.
Interesting.
They're very interesting.
We have any more today?
I think that's my last
We'll
picture.
probably right at the end. I know Colombia was your last trip.
Yes, it was.
So now that we've kind of talked a little bit about all of the places, do you have a visit or a country that affected you the most?
I think, in looking back, that's a very good question. It's a fair question, and it's one that I could answer immediately.
Okay.
It was Guatemala.
Why?
It was my second trip, Bolivia, India, Guatemala, my third trip, and I had never seen ever in my life. Bolivia was just cleft palate. You didn't see misery,
Yeah.
although that's a bit terrible for the children. But India, we're building the foundation of a tragedy that happened, the tsunami. Guatemala, to me, was so real that the people that lived around these dumps had curtains for their front door. And it was, I can't do feet, but it's like the size of a garage is there where they live. And they live on the floor, and they have, they're making tortillas, and that's what they eat all day, tortillas. And there's a fire underneath a piece of metal to cook them on. The caustic smoke inside is not to be believed. And when it really pours and rains and pours, the houses kind of shift down a hill a little bit, and then they shore them up again. And I was, to this day,
That was what affected you the most, huh?
yes,
I'd see why.
yes, because it was the most, and the children sniff glue to get away from the misery, and the fathers get into alcohol, and it's just and there was a woman in Maine that sold everything she owned and went back to Guatemala and opened up a school. You would not believe. She believes, as is true, there's no way out of poverty except education. And she graduated her first class. I think they go up to the 8th grade. She sold everything. Wow. What a
That's
tribute,
something.
right? So
I can't imagine we're selling everything and going somewhere next, but do you have another trip in mind?
in March, I've already committed to go to Cuba.
Cuba.
Cuba, yes. I'll
Okay.
be teaching English there, and I'm really looking forward to it because I just found out 2 days ago that the government shut down any planes coming into Cuba except Havana, period, Havana, and that's where I'm going, so I'm still going.
Okay.
And I'm going for 2 weeks, so.
Is there anything, I know we're coming to the end of our time together, is there anything that you need or we as a community might be able to watch and say, hey, how do we contribute, how do we get a hold of you to do so?
Well, when the time comes for when I try to get that grant for they call it the shoe that grows, I'm going to be asking the community to help me out. And I think for $15, you know, they would be willing to. I think they'd feel good. I think anyone would feel good if they were going to put shoes on the feet of a child that it's going to last 5 years.
Is it fair to say that if somebody sees this today and wants to get involved immediately, right, or a little
Yes.
ways out, contact the Rotary here in the Woburn area?
Yes.
It says that's somewhere that they could easily find you, right?
Yeah, they could find me, yes.
Okay. All right, wonderful.
Okay.
Susan, thank you so much. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you coming in as always.
And I'd like to thank Jennifer and Lauren for
Yeah, the whole
all their
staff
hard
here.
work.
Yes, Jennifer over there, Lauren behind the glass. They do a great job. I should
Thanks a
say thank
lot.
you more often. They do so good.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for watching today's show with Susan Hartmere. She'll be going to Cuba in what month? I apologize?
March.
March 2020. If you want to get involved, contact the Woburn Rotary.
Okay,
We'll
thank
see you again next time.
Bye.